Something I have noticed about capable people is this. Sometimes it is not the big failure that changes how we show up. It is those small moments with the one person or people, whatever. It could be like that look, mm, the way they speak to us, or come on now, like the correction that's given, or a comment that maybe even lasted 5 seconds, had this huge impact on us. And somewhere and somehow we carry it into the next room. And suddenly we become quieter. We hesitate a little more and we start second guessing what we're about to say. And not because suddenly we became less capable. That's the truth. Because the moment that interaction, that thing that like we were worried about it's ended, it's happened. But our body remembers, our body stores. So what I really want to talk about today, what I want to talk about is how the one interaction can quietly change how capable people show up afterwards. And we as capable people, right? Knowing yes, we're fully capable, we know our stuff, right? The work, we've got it down. We have the standards, we have the understanding, the knowing of what it is that we're doing. We have all this, like our levels of operation, how we show up, how we do certain things. And then one thing, one comment, one look, one situation that happens because someone interrupts us. Like I I remember like growing up, and I don't know. I think it was I said something and I was like told off on or whatever, and I just thought like, it's okay, it's fine. And it's a case of like, and I think kind of like annoys me now, like when like speak up, you be free. Is you like just for me in my head, it's like for the peace. I just it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. What do you mean it's okay? Like that now has now stopped me from expressing one myself to then showcase because like, oh, I don't want any argument, I don't want this, so it's okay. Or maybe like when I was doing my training, right? Or certain things, you're there doing your sign, and they'll be like, oh no, it's not that, it's like this. And then it's the way it's been said, and then people, and then you look at you and then sniggle. Like when they were correcting me about what I wrote isn't what I'm saying. And what I wrote is just goggle. It was the phrase. I would never forget that phrase that was used to say this is what I wrote. And everybody laughed. And because of that, I just like basically wanted those grounds to open up and swallow me, right? I wanted to just disappear. And that moment, that correction, that thing for me lived with me for years. I carried it thinking, okay, this is how. And then maybe like, okay, that one I remembered. But most cases, all this interaction, all these things we don't even like know. Or is it a case of like you wanted to go and do something? I remember seeing this one person, they wanted to do something and then they were like told off. And because of that, they never came back to that establishment. They never came back to that place because now they feel embarrassed that now everybody feels like, oh, this is a situation. So all these pockets of things that we might just feel like, or whatever that is, just dims the light on who we are, just stops us in our tracks. And sometimes we are aware of it, and sometimes we don't even know, or we did for a while. And because we've evolved through time, and because we've now started collecting more evidence and more evidence of the thing, the initial interaction we have forgotten. But the body, every time you just go, ooh, like, careful now. Mind what you're trying to say. Like, what you gonna do? Like, what the tension? Me having, I work like when I was like freelancing, I did a job, and this person did not, we had a history. They didn't want me to work for them. And they made a scene. And every time I was going into that hospital, because there were, as a freelancer interpreter at the time, sign language interpreter, we don't know who we're going to interpret for. It was a policy just for data protection. And every time I'm going close to that hospital, my body starts tightening, my heart starts racing. I start feeling the heaviness of, am I going to get embarrassed again? Are people going to be like sniggering and talking or like trying to protect someone and like all these things happening? So even when I'm even going to the hospital for my personal reasons or to go and see someone else, I still had that sensation in myself. Would I come across this person? Would I see that? Like how is this going to be? That moment has passed, everything has gone on, but my body still remembers that even even like when I was learning to sign and then someone um they were saying something and they were like signing and I just looked at, oh, you could just see their face go, oh, and I was like, oh my gosh, here they are again. I'm going to feel some ways. And our body remembers, our body stores it. Everybody has moved on. The person has said a thing. The person they might have even forgotten interaction. They would have like even forgotten that anything ever happened. But internally, inside us, we did not forget. Something internally shifted. Something inside us just still carried it. And the thing is, the capability did not disappear. What disappeared was the safety. I was still that qualified interpreter that had the license to go and do the job. I had the ability to go and interpret. But because I wasn't sure if I would see that person again, I did not feel safe. I could do the job, but now I'm scanning and worried and feeling, okay, it's not there. Oh, okay. Like that tension in the body was happening constantly. And now it starts showing up in different ways. So not only is it affecting the one scenario or whatever, it starts having a knock-on effect that now in the school situation, like for me, has moved on. I'm now in a higher institution or higher whatever, and the same thing's happening. I'm like, don't pick me, don't call me, like no eye contact, don't talk to me. I don't like, even if I knew the answer, in which most cases I was like aware, but I just in case, don't call me because I don't want to feel that embarrassment again. So now that feeling is following me to other places through other interaction. And then now if I see someone like in that environment, say, I wouldn't want to say anything in case I get knocked off. I'm like, oh, like, because I don't want to argue with you. That's fine if you say so. Let's go. Like that protective mechanism, we start developing all those things. And then that start having that knock-on effect on our capability because of how we now start like speaking less. We start having all these different thoughts or all different things. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say anything right now. Oh, let me just hide so that just in case I don't get embarrassed. Let them go. It happens. I'll wait. We start giving excuses. We start thinking we are protecting ourselves, trying to keep ourselves safe. Instead, what we're doing, we're just limiting ourselves. We're putting ourselves in this box. We're putting ourselves in this place. Like, oh no, she's not capable. Oh, she's not confident enough. She can't do it. Da, 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 da. And what's happening? More evidence is showing of why the capability isn't there. When it is there, we start waiting and stalling. And we start having feel, oh, maybe this is not the right time for me to apply. Maybe this is not the right time for me to do this thing. Oh, let me just do this one and that one and that one. And then what happens? Nothing happens. And if you really observe, like watch capable people closely, you will see the pattern all the time. You will see how they, whatever it is that they are holding back from, if it's that confrontation or if it's that embarrassment or if it's that thing, it follows them in different scenarios and different situations. And then become, oh, I don't do that, or like people like me, like you, then we start having that justification of like, oh, I don't like to say this or da 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 da. But you can see the pattern. You can see the hesitation. Even scenarios when you are working with someone else and being dyslexic, like telling someone, and then they'll be like, remember the first time, or a couple early when I told someone, it's like, oh, you could just feel like now I have to carry not just myself, I have to carry you on this job. And that now it's like, ooh, I best not tell the next person because if I do, then it becomes this friction and they would now start like all this inner chatter. Even like I had a very, in regards to my dyslexic thing, right? I had this long-term person I was working with, and which not I mean, I've done a couple of bookings with them, once a week, twice a week sometimes, and it was like it felt like it was like increasing, and was we're just doing some work, and I felt all comfortable, everything's cool, and since we're working, my performance, my doing, no impact. It doesn't affect my me being dyslexic and the job they're doing. It's literally just like voicing them on the phone, which I have tools that like fine. Like we're good. So I just like we had conversation and I just brought it up like, yeah, I'm actually dyslexic. And you could just see the look on them like in like, when you're like you're reacting but your present it doesn't match. And you could just say, oh wow, okay. We carried on a conversation and just nothing meant. And then it was a case of like what then tends to happen is at the end we'll now have like, okay, we'll book you for the next week, this one, that one, like the normal thing. We've had the conversation now. Now, okay, what we do next week? Like how? Oh, I'll let you know. We'll contact. Da, 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 da. I just knew that that call wasn't gonna come. No message is gonna be sent. Ain't happening. And with that, I decided not to tell any other person again back then that I was or whatever. I was just that. And then now I was now in hyper alert that I have to now prove that I can do the job. Now that's the energy I was working with. I was going with, and I was like w- killing myself for honestly because of every day I will come back home and I'll just be like, you feel like a truck has just run over me and reverse back and like because of how tense I was just to make sure I didn't miss a thing. I got it. I understood. I'm here, present, got this. Da, 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 da. Oh, I did that. And skills not lost. All those things are not happening. But the issue now is because of like how I am tensing myself and carrying or worried about feeling that thought, that stuff that I'm carrying, yeah, I'm now taking it into other things that I'm doing and it's now affecting how I show up because I am on this hyper alert or I'm like worrying. I'm having all these thoughts. I'm having all these things going on because of how I am thinking. And I start carrying that into other places and other opportunities that I start leaking the energy of, I don't think she trusts herself. I don't think she is that capable because of how she's now showing up, how she's losing trust of self. And again, that moment has ended. That interaction has like gone off. But I am carrying that like a badge of honor that it's not going to happen again. I ain't going to be embarrassed by this. So now I have to be on the alert. I have to be on the lookout. I have to check it. I have to make sure, like, keep driving at it, keep going at it. But I'm taking it to the next interaction and to the next room and to the next job. And the realization and the knowing that a lot of us capable people, or a lot of people actually, think that hesitation is about that lack of confidence. When that feeling of, oh, should I say anything, or should I wait, or like this is like, oh, the person is not confident, they don't, she's not, But here's the thing, it is often not the case. It's often not about that. What that is our nervous system is on hyper alert. You know, our nervous system is there searching and asking ourselves, like, am I safe here? Like, what's going on? What's going to happen here? Would they see me? It keeps asking in different form, in different shapes, and different questions. Am I safe here? Because when that interaction, when that look, when that like sharp correction or that snap or whatever that is for us, when that landed badly, our system remembers it. Even if we don't intellectually remember it, our body, our nervous system remembers. So now, the next time you are stepping forward and something inside of you tightens, this is where we need to start being like aware that when capable people start doing something interesting, right? When we start now showing up, um, when we that have that tightness and we start showing up in different ways, what do we start doing? Start over preparing. Like the interaction when that deaf person gave me that look of like whatever, I was now making sure, let me make sure I understand what's going to happen in this interaction, what's happening here. This like preparing over like so much. Oh, start refining. Oh, maybe this might not work. Let me try this way now. Let me start um showing up like this or start doing this. We analyze and analyze. Maybe because of how like I was. Did I have this look on me? Did I say something? Or was it because of what I wore or how I all these things start showing up. We start giving meaning. We become meaning making machines on whatever is going on moving forward. And we start acting in other ways. We start doing this and we start preparing and preparing. But here's the thing. But sometimes preparation becomes something else. Because all this like trying to do this and do this and do that. We're preparing. And what is preparing being? It's just a polite way of us hiding, of us not showcasing ourselves, of us not doing the thing. So we stay in this like activation mode or doing mode or like, oh yeah, I'm doing something. Like, yes, I'm being, but we're just hiding. We're not putting ourselves, oh, I just need to do more research to get more details and understanding of what we're doing. Yeah, let me just do. It's protection. It's our brain away telling us we need safety, safety. Alarm bells going, safety, safety, safety. So we hide in the preparation. We hide in the analysis of the thing we're doing. We hide in the thinking. And then we don't follow through. We don't move on. We don't do the thing. But there is a real cost to all these things. There is something that is truly happening here. And while one person, capable people, are here preparing perfectly, going for it, what's happening? Somebody else is making the moves. Someone else is collecting the coins. Somebody else is there speaking, doing the thing, getting all the accolades that we would have been afforded. But because we were in preparation overdrive and overanalysis overdrive and in all these things drive, nothing is happening and things are moving and somebody else is taking the shine, the glory. Somebody else is applying for the positions, for the things that we want. And we're like, man, I've got years on them. I've got experience. I know my thing. And they picked them. Now we can really reflect and see maybe why they're picking that person. You know, maybe even if we applied, maybe it's how we applied and they are shown, you know, because they're not more capable than us. In most cases, they're not. But because they stopped negotiating with their hesitation and they went for it, were they able to then get that which they want? Meanwhile, the rest of us capable people here still thinking, still refining, still trying to clean it out, still trying to make it work, still trying to do the doing. Whereas people are moving on and going, and we're here overanalyzing ourselves. We're here overthinking the unthinkable, trying to refine things that just still waiting for the moment to feel right. I'll start on Monday. I'll start on the 1st. Next year. This. I'll do for yeah, when? But waiting is actually removing us from those rooms. It's removing us from those opportunities. It's removing us from stepping up. From rooms that we're fully capable of being in, opportunities that we are capable of handling and having. But waiting is doing that to us. That is doing that to us. So really, when we're in that space, it's not, oh, do I need more skill? That's not the question we should be asking ourselves. You know, maybe if I just need this one and do that one and do this one. It's not, do I need more skill? Situation we're dealing with here. The real question is, what moment am I still carrying? What is that thing that is still holding me back? That's the question we should be asking ourselves now. What interaction am I still reacting to? What is that thing that I'm still like here negotiating with and like trying to justify or whatever that is? What is that for us? You know? Which room did I leave? But I'm still obeying, I'm still following through, I'm still acting as if I'm still there. Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves. By asking and figuring out, because a lot of this hesitation business is not a lack of ability. We've got this down. That's why like when you watch a basketball game, right? And you see someone who is so capable, they shoot the shot, they miss it, and they're like, oh man, they've lost because they are capable of doing that thing. But because of how they have now made themselves feel, that emotional residue is now having that knock-on effect on how they're now showing up and moving forward. Realizing and asking ourselves those questions and really understanding what it is that is showing up for us. What is that thing that is actually truly what's stopping me here? Why am I hesitant? Why am I feeling in my where's this feeling coming from? And understanding that emotional residue and working with that and figuring out, okay, now this is what it is. Now what do I get to do about it? You know? So if you have been feeling a little quieter lately, if you have been like so withdrawn in self, or like thinking, or having been a little more hesitant in whatever it is that you're doing, or you feel like, oh yeah, or we use the phrase of being just careful, a little more careful on how you show up, then maybe the issue is not about your capability. Maybe it is just you still carrying a moment that was never meant to stay with you. You are still carrying. Maybe that might be it, you know? Because your capability did not disappear. You still got it. It's still in you. You have it. You just carrying something that doesn't belong to you anymore. And now is the time to put it aside, put it down, let it go. Because it's not who you are. And the moment you put that thing down and free yourself from that shackles, that burden, that weight, that load, and you let it go, you know what? You will start showing up differently again. Yeah. I am Nene. We do this every single day because we are revolving in real time. I remember your voice matters, and it's time for you to not just use it, show it, move it, and do it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.